Forget the dramatic image of a lone hunter locked in battle with a beast. That's mostly fiction. The real story of human survival is quieter, more patient, and far more intelligent. The story of the primitive trap. For millennia, our ancestors relied on their minds, not brute force, to feed their families. The trap was their greatest invention, a silent partner working tirelessly while they conserved energy and attended to life's other tasks. Far from being crude or cruel, these tools were monuments to ingenuity, born from a deep understanding of the natural world. Traps were not instruments of indiscriminate slaughter, but of careful, selective harvesting. Our ancestors knew the paths animals walked, the foods they sought, and how their behavior changed with the seasons. This ecological knowledge allowed them to create mechanisms that were both effective and elegantly simple. Think of a trap as a conversation with the environment, a question posed to the landscape. Will an animal pass this way? A single hunt could cost thousands of calories with no guarantee of success. A failed hunt meant a dangerous deficit. A well-placed line of traps, however, provided a reliable, efficient source of protein. It was a strategy of conservation, not just of wildlife, but of precious human energy. Our ancestors thrived through patience, observation, and a delicate touch, working with nature's rhythms rather than trying to conquer them. The silent hunt of the trapper was a partnership built on respect and deep knowledge, a sustainable practice that allowed human populations to flourish for thousands of years. Survival is a simple equation. Calories in must exceed calories out. Every action costs energy, and to survive you must gain more from food than you spend acquiring it. A positive balance means life. A negative one leads to weakness and starvation. This reality shaped ancient life and drove the innovation of trapping. Consider the effort of a traditional hunt, hours or days of tracking, burning immense energy with no guarantee of success. The trap rewrites this equation. The initial investment, scouting, building, setting, requires skill but little ongoing effort. Once set, traps work around the clock, freeing the trapper to gather plants, tend to children, or repair shelters. Traps are force multipliers, allowing one person to hunt in many places at once. The lesson, survival, isn't about strength or speed, but efficiency. Every calorie saved is as valuable as one gained. By perfecting trapping, our ancestors tilted the survival equation in their favor. They created a system that provided steady returns on minimal energy. This was the true genius behind their endurance. The Paiute people thrived in the harsh Great Basin by understanding animal psychology, not by luck. Instead of chasing jackrabbits, they used the animals' instincts against them. They built long, low fences from sagebrush or stones, forming massive funnels across the landscape. These fences gently guided animals toward a narrow opening where traps or nets waited. The hunt was a communal event. People would flush animals toward the funnel, and the animals, seeking the path of least resistance, would follow the fences straight into the trap. This method was efficient, sustainable and selective. Nets and snares could be sized to let young animals escape. The funnel trap allowed the community to harvest food with minimal effort and maximum cooperation. It was a powerful example of deep ecological knowledge providing reliable sustenance. The Paiute didn't need powerful technology. They needed to understand the land and its creatures. Their method ensured survival even in the most challenging environments. In Siberia's frozen taiga, chasing animals through deep snow was futile. Indigenous hunters mastered the deadfall trap, a heavy log or rock delicately balanced on a sensitive trigger. The trigger, often a figure-4 mechanism, was engineered for precision and reliability. Placement was everything. Hunters read animal tracks in the snow, setting traps exactly where a sable or mink would step. The trap was camouflaged, integrated seamlessly into the environment. This was not a contest of speed, but of patience and knowledge. Hunters set lines of traps and waited, conserving energy while the traps did the work. The deadfall was designed to be quick and humane, preserving valuable fur and meat. In the brutal Siberian winter, survival depended on outthinking the environment, not overpowering it. The deadfall trap is a testament to human ingenuity in the harshest conditions. Trapping was rarely solitary. It was woven into the fabric of community life. Families managed specific territories, trap lines, harvesting them sustainably and passing down knowledge through generations. Elders taught the young not just skills, but the responsibility of stewardship. Rules and rituals governed trapping prohibitions during breeding seasons, respect for others' trap lines, and taking only what was needed. These unwritten laws were enforced by mutual trust, not by force. The community's pact around trapping was a sophisticated form of resource management. It was a system built on trust, respect, and the understanding that survival depended on cooperation. The heart of every trap is its trigger, the brain of the device. A good trigger must be sensitive to the right animal, yet stable against wind or smaller creatures. The figure-4 deadfall trigger is a classic 3-notch sticks, perfectly balanced, holding back a heavy log. The slightest touch collapses the structure instantly. Carving these sticks requires precision. A poorly made trigger fails or misfires. The spring pole snare is another marvel, using a bent sapling's energy released by a delicate trigger. Early trappers were practical engineers, experimenting with levers, tension, and materials. They knew which woods to use, which designs worked best, and refined their craft through generations. This was hands-on science, not theory. Their family's survival depended on it. Simple sticks and stones became life-sustaining machines in skilled hands. In war, silence is survival. Trapping became a tactical tool for soldiers behind enemy lines. During the Vietnam War, both American and Vietnamese forces set snares and deadfalls, quietly gathering food without revealing their positions. A single gunshot could give away a location, but a line of silent traps fed soldiers while keeping them hidden. This wasn't new. Roman scouts and Native American warriors also used traps to sustain themselves on campaign. The quiet efficiency of trapping allowed for surprise, mobility, and endurance. In conflict, as in ancient times, the silent forager outlasts the noisy hunter. Knowledge of the land and its creatures became a soldier's most effective weapon and shield. For our ancestors, conservation wasn't law, it was survival. They lived by an unwritten rule: never destroy the source of your own life. Traps were designed for selectivity, snare loops set for adults, mesh sizes allowing young fish to escape. This wasn't just kindness, it was a strategy for long-term food security. Taking breeding stock was stealing from the future. Many cultures honoured the animals they caught, offering thanks and designing traps to be as humane as possible. The ancient trapper's ethic was born from direct connection to the land. Overhunt and you go hungry. This immediate feedback created responsible stewardship. Their ethics were practical, not abstract, a daily reality written on the land. Theirs was a conservation ethic forged by necessity, not regulation. The wisdom of our ancestors isn't just history, it's a guide for today. In a world of complex supply chains, we've lost touch with the sources of our sustenance. The primitive trap teaches us efficiency, creativity, and harmony with nature. These lessons apply beyond survival in business, engineering, and environmental stewardship. Ancient unwritten laws of sustainability remind us that our health is tied to the health of our ecosystem. Managing a shared trap line is a metaphor for managing our planet's resources. The real survival story is about understanding connections and respecting the balance that sustains life. The silent hunt offers timeless wisdom for a more resilient, sustainable future. If you found value in these ancient lessons and want to keep exploring the wisdom that shapes our world, don't forget to subscribe. By joining our community, you'll stay connected to more fascinating stories, survival insights, and practical knowledge for modern life. Animation. A simple, eye-catching animation slides in. A glowing red subscribe button appears at the bottom of the screen. A cursor gently clicks it, triggering a burst of friendly confetti. The words "Subscribe for more wisdom" fade in above the button. Your curiosity helps keep these traditions alive. Hit that button, share your thoughts below, and let's keep learning together. Thanks for watching, and welcome to the journey.